Hello everybody and welcome to a new series. This one is our new main project. It's called the NecroMansion. And today I'm just going to give you a rundown of what the game is about. I've done some work ahead of time. My plan is to pitch this to Aiden next time I see him, which will be in about a week. And hopefully this will become our new main project, because if you're watching the Creep Spread series, you'll know that we don't have a main project right now. So let's let me grab a drink here and okay. So NecroMansion. The idea of the game is that everybody starts as a living player, and we are all going to the NecroMansion, which is where the Necromancer lives, and we want to kill the Necromancer. Now here's the thing. If you die, your spirit, your soul, the original name for this game was Soul Hunters, but it's been taken by many other things, so NecroMansion is the new name. And what happens is your soul gets split into a spirit and a skeleton, and they're animated right away. And so there's a back and forth, so you're either in a state of living or in a state of dead. You can go from living to dead, you can go from dead to living. It's entirely up to you. There will be mechanics to allow you to go in between both. Players will have their own goal, so they either want to win on the Necromancer side, or they want to win on the living side. And so each side is trying to do that they're playing for their own goals. In the game, players are going from room to room looking for auras that they can use to perform rituals. They're also going from room to room looking for weapons and armor and whatever else we may end up adding to this game to have them looking for. So for now, the NecroMansion is going to be 4 rooms on 3 floors, and so it'll be 12 rooms. And initially I thought maybe 9, but I thought I want players to have to go to a decent number of places. And recently we played Chaosmos, and I think there are 10 planets that you can search on. I don't know, but there's definitely more than 9, and so I feel like 12 is a number that's manageable. Each room is going to have a pile of cards, and it will be face down. And in this pile, there, as I said before, there are going to be items and auras and things for players to collect. There are going to be hallways. I think hallways are going to be broken up into sections, at least for the beginning of the game. So as players leave a room, they'll have to actually move along hallway spaces. I think for now, if this becomes a testing thing where they need to move faster, then we could just make it, okay, well, wherever you're in the hallway, you're everywhere in the hallway kind of deal. Locations of the room will be general, blah, blah, blah. If a room has a spirit or skeleton, it goes up. Right, so, okay, the idea is that in each room there will be spots where if there's a baddie in there, it's not like they'll spawn right on top of you. It's just you're generally in the room, and that's that. So what the players are going to be doing, as I said, they're going to start as living, and then they can die, and their soul gets split into a spirit and a skeleton. You get control of both. If you are playing as a dead character, you get control of both. At this point, I haven't decided if you get to move both on your turn, or if you get to move one or the other. My gut tells me that it's better better to move both during your turn, because the fun might be that you actually get to control 2 characters when you're dead. As I said, living characters are trying to kill the Necromancer, dead characters are trying to prevent this, and I feel like I need to work on more goals for either side. I don't know. I was talking to Joe, my co-host on Cardboard Architects recently, and he felt like this game should be quick. And by quick, I mean I get to take 2 actions and then that's it, hurry up. And I feel the same way, so I don't want to, if we add too many goals, then there are too many things that players are trying to do. It should just be a narrow scope of things that people want to accomplish. So we shall see. Players are going to get to take 2 actions. They can move, they can search. If you're a living player, you only get to search. So in a room, you have a deck of face down cards, or a pile. We're just going to call it a deck because it's easier. You have a deck of face down cards. If you are searching the room, you get to pick one of them at random. You can turn it over. Nobody else will see what that card is. If it's an item, you can take it. If it's an aura, the aura will attach itself to you, and you will get to do things with that aura later on. And that's it. You get your one thing. If you don't want the item, you can put it back, and end of story. That's one of your actions. You can search more than once. You can move more than once. You can also perform rituals, and I'll get into the details of ritual later if we even get to it in this particular video. You can also attack, and attack. We'll get into that one later. Let's see. So rituals. When players perform a ritual as a living being, there will be benefits to that as a living side, but I'm thinking more that performing a ritual as a living character will give you extra power as a dead character. But I'm also thinking that performing a ritual like on a skeleton, say, or on a spirit can kind of change their powers or something. I don't know. Haven't quite figured that one out yet, but again, this is just an introductory video. Spirits, they get 2 actions as well. They can look at all the cards in a room. However, they can't do anything with those. Like, you can't equip an item. You can't do anything other than you can look at all the cards in a room, and you can spend ritual cards. You can spend aura cards. So basically, whenever you find an aura, it automatically attaches itself. So visualize you're running around this mansion regardless of what spirit or skeleton or living character, and you have these auras circling around you. That's kind of how auras work, at least in my head. And so spirits can spend some of that aura to move one card to another room inside the house. Spirits can also lock and seal doors. They can move through walls, and they can attempt to scare living players. I haven't worked on that other than that line, so we'll figure that out later. Skeletons get 2 actions. You can search. You can only look at one card, but maybe more. I feel like the skeletons are a bit weak as they stand right now, so we'll take a look at that. But you can search, and you can equip as a free action armor or weapons. Well, actually, no, weapons already get. Weapons, regardless, are equipped for free if you find them. But armor, if you're a living player, you need to put on as an action. It will say that on the card. Skeletons get to do it for free. I have no thematic justification for that, other than I need to give them a benefit somehow, and I'm just going to say they get. I mean, maybe we can play with that later, but I feel like they should have some sort of benefit in that regard. They can also move, and they can attack. Skeletons cannot carry any gear on them, so if you're a living player, you can carry extra gear around with you. You can't do that as a skeleton. Items, so there will be a brief list of potential items, so like a ring of speed, a phase shifting cloak where you can walk through walls, or a boost. So if you're trying to perform a ritual, or let's say there's a dark spirit running around and you want to cast a light or a spell on them, you can you get a bonus to your spell attempt or something like that. But that's like a tertiary thing, casting spells. I don't know, there's going to be a lot of playing around and balancing with this game that we don't normally do. So, yeah. There will be necromancer items, but I haven't really thought much about them. There will be a light deck and a dark deck. Yeah. Oh, let's try this. No. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. Do that as well. Okay. Items, necromancer items. Yeah, so I guess I'll use this spot to talk about what the necromancer is doing. The necromancer will be spawning NPC skeletons and spirits, and they'll be moving around the board, and there will have to be movement ways to move these things. Maybe the dark players can control them if they're on the dark side. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But the Necromancer will be spawning items. The Necromancer will be messing with the board. I haven't really fully explored. Excuse me. I haven't really fully explored what the Necromancer can do. So that will be another video. There are light aura and dark aura cards. Those cards will have weapons. The weapons will be bows, crossbows with arrows that can be infused with different auras. And this is a ritual, performed as ritual. There'll be clubs and swords, but the main note down here is all these weapons can be infused with auras to help against the opposite aura. Aura enemy? We'll just because I feel like there should be a level of customization within the items themselves, so players can customize how they're playing their character between their dark and light side, which is really Star Wars-y, Force-y, isn't it? We'll have to, I don't know. We'll probably end up sticking with it, but anyway, I'm kind of all over the place right now. Armor, helmets, chains, aura shields. As before, these can be infused with aura rituals. So back to the theme a little bit. There's the NecroMansion, and then below there's a village, and there are villagers. So if you're a dark side player, you have spirits and skeletons produced by the Necromancer to help you out. If you're a light side player, living player, you get villagers, and you can recruit villagers. So you would take white auras or light auras, and you would go outside and you would recruit villagers. And basically villagers you get to add to the board, and they become just a light side version of a spirit or a skeleton running around the mansion, attacking, moving, whatever. I haven't decided exactly what they can do when a villager is inside the NecroMansion, but it's something where the question came up when I was thinking about this: what happens if everybody is a dark side player? And over time, did I actually put this note in here? We can go to villager on the board. Yep. There's a villager token. Okay, no. Oh, yeah, this is it. Okay, so there's a villager token track, and so every turn, every time the villager token gets to take a turn, if there are no villagers, or sorry, if there are no players on the light side, then there's a bravery track, and when the bravery track reaches 10, a new villager will spawn. And they essentially will go into the mansion. They haven't heard anything from any of the heroes, and they're going to get brave, and they're going to go inside, and they want to see if everything is okay. Why they didn't go in before, it doesn't matter, but they've been pep talked by the actions of the heroes. So they're going to go in and they're going to look for them. And basically, if you're all on the dark side, then you're going to have to deal with this kind of wave of villagers over time. Hopefully, not everybody would be dark side, but I don't want to put myself in a position where, I don't want to put the game in a position where it has to say, let's say there are 4 players in the game, and you set up you give out roles, and you have to put at least 1 light card and 1 dark card in there. I want to have a deck of, say, 10 cards. You shuffle them up, 5 each, and you hand them out. And it's possible then that a 3 or 4 player game could be it could be all one side. So what's the motivation to go to the other side? There wouldn't be any. You just have to deal with it. So I guess this bravery track would also have to do one for the dark side. Called the spooky track. Okay. Right, and the idea is to flood. The mansion with villagers. Yep, which is what we discussed. Okay. Any of this? How are they collected? What section is this under? Auras. Oh, villagers, right. Spirits. Oh, okay. And then this is getting into the mechanics of the game, is what auras do for the spirit skeletons and all the above. So that's kind of it for now. That's if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. But that's kind of the basis for the next game that I'm going to pitch to Aiden, and hopefully we can start building the game. So Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.